What do you do in the situations where you don't have access to your users, and you need to gather some requirements from them? How do you handle it? Well, as a project manager, you definitely need to be in contact with your users. They're the main source of your requirements and how they need to be done, etc. You need them very, very much. And so in instances where you don't have them, you can't access them, then you have to figure out who can serve as a good proxy for them. A proxy is somebody that can stand in for them and represent them when they can't be there, when you don't have access to them. So we're going to cover some different situations here where how to select a good proxy. All right, so my name is Tim McDearmond. I am a senior software development project manager living in Tampa Bay, doing business with some Fortune 500 companies, helping them create great software. Tampa Bay is a lot of beautiful outdoor locations. I prefer to do my videos from outside. As an example, today I'm walking through the park and there's this long pathway with these beautiful trees, so I thought I'd take advantage of it. So how do you pick a good proxy for your users? Well, I want to talk about three good substitutes. One of them is the user manager, another one is a salesperson, and another one is a trainer, and the other one is a business analyst. So we'll start with the manager. Is the manager a good proxy for the user? They're pretty decent. They're often people who were down at the junior levels using the software, etc. So they do have some knowledge, but they may have been out of the game for a little while, and they've lost some of their skills since they're now a manager and not so much a user of the software. So their skills can be out of date. But they have access to the users, and so they can serve as they have access to the users, so they can get information from the users if they need it. So that's one good user proxy. Another one is a salesperson. People who are selling the software have to know a little bit about the software. Now, so they're pretty good at being a proxy, but they don't have the detailed knowledge as the users would. So they're not as good as a user, but they might have access to them and can get input from them. Another proxy is the trainers, people who train the software. They have good knowledge of the software, but they just don't have as good of a knowledge, again, as the people that are using it. So you have to keep that in mind when you're using them as a proxy. One of the better proxies is the business analyst. The business analyst is usually a very good proxy. A lot of them are people who were users of the software and now have switched to being an analyst. The disadvantage of using a business analyst, they're analysts. Analysts love to overanalyze things, so they could spend too much time. They go into analysis paralysis. So there's some people there that you could use as a proxy if you don't have access to your users. Another situation where you might need access to your users is when you're doing the user acceptance testing. So in these cases, these individuals, the manager could serve as your UAT person. The trainer, the business analyst, the salesperson, the user manager. The user may be available, but they don't have the time to do the testing, or they may not have access to the test, the UAT environment, etc., etc. So it might be a good idea to use a proxy instead. All right. So there are other things that other people you could use as proxies. Various other people, the development manager, the developers of the software, but they don't tend to be as good as the people that I just mentioned. That's it. I'm going to continue my walk down this beautiful path. It's nice and shady. I hope you like this video. If you like the video, please click on like, share, or comment. Thanks.